welcome to Lilybug's Library. My name's Linda, and just doing a little quick wrap up of October. And hard to believe we're already into November, but we are. So the reason I have on my reindeer game shirt, even though it's not December yet, is because the first book we're going to go over is the latest in the Christmas Tree Farm Mysteries. And this is number 5, and it's called I'll Be Home for Mischief by Jacqueline Frost. And I did get it as an ARC, so it actually comes out in 2 days' time. So that would be, today's the 5th, that would be November 7th. So that's exciting. And if you've, read all the other ones, you won't be disappointed with this one either. It was an excellent read. In this one, Holly White's mother has decided she wants to have the world record for the largest um, gingerbread man. Sorry, not just gingerbread man. And so she, works her little fingers to the bone and she does all these things. And they put the dough to rest in the shape of a gingerbread man, and they put it out kind of in an outbuilding on the farm. And the next day, they're going to have like a big truck full of coals and things where she's going to cook it. But when they go to check on it, it turns out that it's a little lumpier than they expected because there's been a murder and that's where the body's buried. So then, of course, Holly is right into the mix of it, even though her husband Evan is pleading with her not to, and her parents are telling her not to, but she just can't help herself. So it was an excellent read. All your favorite characters, Cookie and Ray and Libby, and all the characters that you love from the other books. And so much coziness and sweet Christmas magic. So I just loved it. And in this one, we also get to meet Christopher's wife, who everyone kind of thinks in their head that maybe Christopher is Santa Claus. Well, now you get to meet his wife. So it's all very sweet, and it's they just bring me so much joy and so much fun. I think I had heard that this was the last one in the series. I'm hoping that's wrong because, frankly, I could read them every year. So it was really good, and that one I give 5 out of 5. So then with the rest of them, there's only a couple of other ones that I had read for October. So one was not really on the list, but it was called A Very Unlucky Assassin, and it's number 9 in the Kylie Berry series, or Kylie Berry Mysteries. So the reason I chose this one, because, like I said, it had nothing to do with Halloween or anything like that. But I chose this one because I looked on, they don't have it on Amazon.ca, but I looked on Amazon.com and they had different book club groups that you could join. And I thought, oh, that might be fun. So I looked up a cozy mystery one, and the last thing they had read was this, or what they were reading was this. And I thought that would be great, so I didn't look any further. I just started to read it, and then afterwards I went and looked, and that club hasn't been active in 2 years, so so much for that. But anyway, it was still a good read. So in this one, Kylie's tenant, she owns like a whole block of buildings. One is her cafe, and kind of a restaurant cafe mix. So one is that, and then all of a sudden next door to her, someone who is renting that space has decided to make to go meals and different desserts and all these things that are actually competing with her restaurant. So she tries to reason with the woman and doesn't get anywhere. And turns out the woman is really nasty. I mean, she has done some awful things. But, Kylie doesn't know that at the time. And then she ends up, the woman that's running the place ends up dead. And of course, Kylie is the number one suspect because, she had good reason for this to kill this woman because she was competition. But turns out there was a lot of people that had reason to kill this woman. So this is all Kylie investigating, a lot of times with her best friend, whose name is Zoe. And Zoe's a geek with a capital G. She tries to create this murder solving software, and she's constantly has worked like through the night and day, and she, arrives like bug-eyed and hair wild and just because she hasn't slept. And she just really wants coffee to keep her going. She doesn't eat half the time, and so some of it's she provides a lot of fun and a lot of them trying to keep her going. So that's good, and Kylie's got a lot of found family that helps her out with the restaurant and things, because turns out Kylie doesn't know how to cook, and so she really needs everyone to come alongside and help her with those things if she's going to keep this restaurant going. So it was really good. I would give it. I did find it a little long in spots, but I would give it a 4 out of 5. And the last one was one that wonderful husband and I have been reading, and this was the second in the Cousin O'Dwyer's trilogy. It's The Shadow Spell by Nora Roberts. And this one, and all of them, have the cousins themselves, who are Iona, Connor, and Branna. And then their friends who also are trying to help them take out this evil force. And so this is them trying to, continue to figure out how to do it. They tried in the first book, and nothing quite went as well as what they'd hoped. So they're trying again in the second book. And there is a third book, so you kind of know how that goes. But the story itself is interesting. Really find everything about the mystery part of it and this evil force is interesting, and it kind of goes between the past and the present. What I did find a little slow on it this time was there is a romance. I mean, there's been a romance in the other book as well. Um, Eventually, I think they'll all be paired off, but I just found it was good, but at some points I did find they kind of went on and on a little bit. So I would probably give this one a 3 out of 5. So there was one more. So I did also read a nonfiction book. I read Anxious for Nothing, Finding Calm in a Chaotic World by Max Lucado. So this is a Christian nonfiction, and basically talking about how anxious people are in today's world. And the best line out of it says, "The news about our anxiety is enough to make us anxious." And so it's all about trying to uh, kind of have God as the center of things, so that you're not as anxious and worried about what's going to happen in the world. So it also is good. I would Hard to rate something like that, really. I guess I would give it probably about a 4 out of 5, just because I did find it was kind of over before I felt like I'd really dug into it enough. So in that way, I give it a 4 out of 5. So that is what I read. I think that's everything. I kind of checked on Goodreads to see if there was anything else I'd forgotten to tell you, but but I think that was all for October. So now I'm into November, and so far it's going okay. I've DNF'd one already. Partway through another one, which may or may not get DNF'd. We'll see. I'm also reading The Vet Upstairs, which is a novella, but so far it's really good. So I have high hopes for it. And then, who knows what comes after that. I realized I didn't pick any books from my shelves. So I may throw in a couple of ones that fit the category from my shelves as well. Otherwise, I've been going back and forth to appointments, and then I have a loved one that's in the hospital, so I've been visiting them, and a little bit excited today because I found out our theater group is doing Frozen, the musical, so I immediately grabbed a couple of tickets for that, because I think that would be really fun to see live. And just something to kind of, get you into the Christmas spirit too, which is coming. All right, so I hope everybody has a great day. I know here it's raining and kind of cold, but that's, I guess, what it is for November. What can you do? Tomorrow I hear it's supposed to be warm, so who knows? But either way, we'll make good use of it. So hope you guys have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye bye.